feeling rooted in the moment, in the body, in the earth. And then from that sense of contact, that sense of connection with ground, with earth, opening up, as usual, opening up the space of the awareness to fill out with that bright sensitivity, that delicacy of attention to the whole of the energy body experience, whatever that is right now. Just noticing what's happening in the energy body experience. Whatever it is, doesn't need to be this way or that way, dramatic or remarkable or unremarkable. Filled out with presence, pervaded by bright sensitivity and awareness, alive. And when you feel ready, you can keep your eyes closed if you want. You can open your eyes and look at your fellows in the group, if you like, or a bit of both. But just spend a little time wishing them well, including yourself in that. You're wishing the other three well, wishing all of you well, all four of you well. Directing metta to your companions. You may know them, some of them very well, or just a little bit, or not at all. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be at ease. Wishing them well-being, health, peace. And it's really fine to make eye contact or not, to look at them, but get a sense of being in metaphor relationship there. And as you keep intending loving kindness towards the members of your little group, as you keep wishing well and emanating metta towards them, if it hasn't dawned on you already, if you're not already aware of it, recognize that at this moment, while you are giving metta, you are also the recipient of metta from your fellows in the group. You are giving and receiving. Again, you can make eye contact, or you can just look, or you could sense somehow the presence of the others. Others are wishing you well, looking upon you with kindness. At least the aspiration, the intention towards unconditional acceptance and goodwill. And sense yourself both giving and receiving. And then gently, when you're ready, letting the metta go, the awareness of the metta, the intention of the metta, and just being in your in your experience, in your energy body experience, with a sense of the others and the togetherness there, the connection there. Okay, this exercise has 3 stages, and I'll explain at some point later on why we're even doing this, if it's in case it's not obvious. So again, I have to explain a little bit of the choreography. You stay still. Well, actually, you may not. So, what we're going to do is, Catherine will, when we start, she'll ring the bell and then ring it at every minute interval for 8 minutes. So there'll be 8 rings of the bell, starting at 0 on 1 minute, on 2 minutes, etc. And what you can do in that minute, you go around the circle, you can decide who starts, and all you have to do is the person whose go it is for that minute checks inside, feels inside, and the question is, what's happening in the energy body right now in this moment. So you can express that. You're sharing it with the others in your little group. You can express that very briefly in a few words. So most of your time could be spent just feeling inside and trying to connect and kind of developing that sensitivity. And then maybe you express it in words. And maybe at first, I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. Well, that's part of the experience. I don't know what's happening here. It's fine. Or maybe I look and I say maybe something like agitated, fluttering, or fizzy. Or might look inside and then I look and I get a sense, and then maybe warm or soft or velvety. So it's really anything. It's not like it should be like this or like that. One's just expressing it. Or there's a contraction in the solar plexus area or the throat area. That's fine. That's what's going on in the energy body right now. So you can express it in simple kind of descriptive words like that. You could have quite a lot of words or very few words, but you have a minute to do it. You can also express it, if you want, in a more soul sense or imagistic or poetic language. Or maybe there's a spiraling of golden light. My body is a spiraling of golden light. Or my body is a endless spiral staircase. Or whatever. Or so you can express it in sort of very simple, descriptive, conventional language. You can express it poetically if you want. You can express it with your voice, but not with words. How would I express what's going on in the energy body? What does the energy body, giving voice, but it could be a grunt, a moan, a sigh, a roar.
Give a demo.
I got a sore throat. Last option is you can express it in movement, nothing to do with your voice. Okay, so in the 8 minutes, basically what's going to happen is we're going to go around twice. Each person has a minute. And remember, a lot of that, some portion of that minute could just be checking inside and just tuning and seeing what's there. And then expressing it in some way. It doesn't have to be verbal. And it doesn't have to be rational verbal, if it's verbal. Do you understand? Let's see. Okay, and I might just throw a little words in as we're doing this, just to help and support, hopefully. So the others, when it's your turn, the others' job is just to witness and to notice what happens for you. So too many instructions now, but person is speaking and sharing their experience, and the others are silently witnessing, but with their energy body, with their sensitivity, with their heartfulness, and with that kind of possibility of soulfulness. So, our eyes open, yes. Eyes. You want to take in the other person with your senses. You're sensing, at least we're opening the door for the possibility of sensing with soul in every way.
The person is feeling keep their eyes closed?
Yeah, you may want to experiment with different ways. Yes. Okay, for now, yeah. So there's endless varieties and possibilities. We have quite limited time, but there's endless, yes, but you can. And so the people listening or witnessing, when it's your turn, you're also kind of, how does this resonate? This person has just expressed this, whatever it is, and how does my energy body resonate with that? Or what do I notice in my experience? In my energy body, in my emotions, in my sense of myself, or sense of them, or sense of the world. You understand? But you don't then share that. It's just one person sharing. Is this clear?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay. Oh, one last thing. So, what is the intention? Okay. We're not trying to impress each other. We're not trying to entertain each other. We're not trying to get it right. We're not trying to kind of just make sure that we don't make a fool of ourselves. I mean, all these are very normal human intentions, but at least in our culture. So that may well come up. But it's can I just let go of it? This is an exercise for the possibility, towards the possibility of soul relationship. So it's very much the beginnings, the preliminaries of opening and setting the supports for that kind of thing. So you might notice, I just want to say something so I don't look like an idiot or something. And see if you can it's just an exercise. So it might arise, but can I just let that? Okay? So I've talked for a bit, so why don't we just take another moment to settle. And again, grounding, connecting, whole energy body changes. Energy body changes, moves from moment to moment. And then just touch again in on this metta, giving and receiving metta to your fellows. You are the recipient of goodwill. So that connection through metta. Then just letting that gently go. Coming back to your energy body. And is there a way of deciding amongst yourselves who's going to start? And then can someone just volunteer in a group to start? And then from there we'll go round clockwise from the top, as if you're looking down. Okay? So Catherine will ring a bell to start us, and then on every minute, and then it starts a second round. Okie doke? Is that clear enough? Yeah. Okay. Take the time that you need in the whole minute. And the others are witnessing, taking you in, receiving you, sensitive to you. Just whatever is there is fine. It's just what's there in this moment.
The second round.
Take your time, no rush. And remember, if you're witnessing, if you're hearing, you're all your senses and also noticing what's happening in your energy body in the process of listening, of receiving, of sensing. Okay, that was stage 1. Stage 2.
28.
There will be by tomorrow morning. There's three. So this is stage 2 of 3. So same choreography, round in two circles with the 1 minute as we just did. But this time, what you're sharing is what you're expressing in some way or another. Remember, it could be just descriptive adjectives or words, could be a poetic phrase, could be a movement or a gesture, could be a sounding that's non-verbal. But what you're expressing is what's happening emotionally right now. So obviously connected to the energy body, but it's a bit more another level. What's happening in the moment? Again, you can take your time, you can express in these different ways. And the others who are witnessing, experiment with, at times, looking at the person who's sharing, who's expressing, so that you're really taking them in and seeing what happens in all your senses with them. Sometimes you can just have your eyes open and just have the sense of the present. And sometimes you can really, really engage all your senses with the person who's sharing. Yeah? Okay, so again, just take a little time just to settle. We move through those stages quite fluidly now. There's the grounding, the anchoring, in the posture, in the rootedness. There's the whole energy body. And there's the sense of connection and kindness and well-wishing and goodwill, both giving and receiving to your fellows in your group. Just touching into that metta feel, that metta intention, just for a few moments. And then just gently letting that go. And then we'll begin when Catherine rings the bell. Some of it can be silent time, just feeling in. simple conventional language, poetic language or imagery, gesture, movement. If it's not too much, as you're speaking, as you're sharing, as you're checking in, about to express, if it's not too much, who is listening? Who are these beings? What angels are these witnessing me, receiving my expression? Who is listening? Can I play with the idea that these are angels listening? Angels witnessing what I'm sharing. If it's not too much. Third stage. I mean, I'm aware of time as well, so, and also, let's make this stage optional. In other words, let's try this. If I say, I'll describe what it involved, but maybe not everyone feels like being the person sharing. So it might be that in every group there's just two people who want to go and the rest can witness. It might be everyone's into it, in which case we'll have to see what we do with time. But same thing, we're going to take it into some person, again, speaks in descriptive words, or in poetic words, or in imagistic words, or moves their body in, or with posture, with gesture, or sounds, vocalizes, to express, to share in whatever way feels like it's called for, something that is or has been soul-making for you, that has touched your soul and spoken to your soul. So it might be you're sharing an image. It might be the very sense of what's happening right now, sitting in this little group and perceiving the others as angels. It might be anything whatsoever. It might be the sense of what's coming through itself. It might be something that happened before the retreat. It might be something from earlier in the day. Something that feels like it's spoken to your soul or moved through your soul in a soul-making way. And if we're still not sure what that means, then just something that has filled you with a kind of resonance with beauty and all that stuff. Does that sound okay? So, there might be constriction of time, we can be flexible, but it also might be that something I'm not quite ready to do that. So, I don't...
Not in an order.
Yeah, so we could start with, maybe there's 2 volunteers in each group, and the same thing, the others will witness and listen and take in with their senses and the possibility of sensing the soul, the other whom they're witnessing and they're hearing and they're regarding. And the person has 5 minutes, if they want. Again, a lot of it could be quiet, to share. And everyone tracks in themselves, what's the experience? When this person is sharing and I witness them and I sense them as soul, what happens in my energy body? What happens in my heart, my emotions? what happens with my sense of me, my sense of them, my sense of this, and my sense of all of this. So basically noticing what happens when I'm speaking, when I share, and when I witness. Does it make sense? So it's just the same thing taken to a slightly richer or more involved level. So let's do this, guys. Let's do this. 3 minutes each, and we'll do all four. We'll go round again. But this time, instead of ringing the bell after 1 minute, Catherine will ring it every 3 minutes. And that's the next person. Okay, so let's again just do that same. It can be very quick when it gets quite fluid. Just rooting, sensing the contact, sensing you're sitting, your body sitting, sensing the connection with the earth, opening up to the whole energy body. Just noticing what's present in the energy body right now. What's present in the emotions right now. Connecting again to that intention of well-wishing, the emanating of kindness to your fellows, group, aware that in this moment you are the recipient of metta, of kindness, giving and receiving, touching into that as a foundation, gently letting it go, energy body, experience, presence, sensitivity as much as possible. And then, again, when Catherine is about 3 minutes, the first person will take it in turns. So you can voluntarily start to go in the same order, or as you So let's just pause now, and before we go on to the next person, just take your time. Take a little time. So, how does it feel to have shared that, to have expressed whatever it was? What effect does that have in your energy body, in your heart, in your emotions, in your sense of things, of these others, of this room that we're in, of yourself? Perhaps it's even possible, it's not too much of a stretch, to actually be aware of that as one is sharing. So I'm not just explaining or recounting something that happened. If it's possible, I'm actually noticing the effect of sharing and expressing as it's happening, if that's possible. And again, if it's not too much, who is listening? Who is witnessing? Who is listening to me with so much interest, so much delight, so much celebration? Who is that? Who are these beings? Doesn't need to check inside what the experience is to have shared or to have listened. Doesn't need to be anything, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Whatever passes through the emotions, the energy body, the sense. It's a kind of multi-dimensional possibility of multi-dimensional sensitivity here. Multi-directional, multi-dimensional. Possible, it's possible. Just gently expanding into that possibility. Okay, so then the next person will start. 3 minutes. Again, just again pausing, coming into a little bit of silence together, noticing what moves in the being, in the energy body, in the heart. Noticing your sense, your image of yourself, or sense, your image of these others, or fellows. What is the effect of speaking? What are the effects of speaking and of listening, of witnessing, of sensing? So, ready, next person, take your time. So it's fine to have a lot of words, it's also fine to have a few, and notice, really monitor the effect of speaking. So you can play with it different ways. So again, just taking just a few moments to notice the echoes, the reverberations in the being, in the body, in the heart, in the perceptions, in the sense of self, other, maybe even a world. It doesn't have to be anything, you're just noticing. Everything is dependent arising, everything has an effect. Effects. Just noticing.
Come out relax.
Again, before we do anything else, just taking those few moments to pick up on the after echoes or the resonances, reverberations in your being of having expressed, having shared, or having witnessed or heard, sensed. Even in this part, you may want to open your eyes, because it's both the self and the other and the world. You don't notice anything, or it might be something difficult that you're noticing. Whatever it is, it's completely fine. Totally fine. It doesn't have to be this way or that way. But it's interesting. Whatever is the experience, whatever is the sense of things right now. foundational intention for kindness to the others in your group, wishing them well, wishing them ease, joy and peace, freedom. It is unconditional goodwill. And right now you are the recipient of that, as well as a donor, a giver. Why don't we, Catherine will lead us in that chant again together. Feel free to harmonize or whatever. And it really means, it's Pali, it means may all beings be happy. So it's a mental chant. It's a blessing with the sound, blessing with the voice and the intention. It's just for a couple of minutes. To your group, to all the beings in this room, to all beings everywhere.
Sabe Sata Sukhita Sabe Sata Sukhita Gratitude and reverence, honor.
Thank you for listening. To learn how you can support the teachers and Dharma Seed, please visit dharmaseed.org/donate. donate.